Hey, hi, hello everyone. I'm Laney, an invitation designer and business strategist for creative entrepreneurs. And I wanted to show you today how we make this beautiful wrap on our wax seals and talk about our whole wax seal setup that we've got here, all the different supplies that we use. If you'd like more information on the exact techniques we use to assemble all invitations, including wax seals, vellum wraps, envelope liners, what order everything goes in, how we do this efficiently and quickly, as well as how we charge for it, then check out our assembly guide, which is linked below. You can pre-order it until May 1st, and if it's after May 1st, you can go ahead and purchase it whenever you're ready. Today, you see we've got a lot of different things in here. We've got our wax. This color is called Malibu from Artist Air. It's a really, really beautiful peachy pink color. We've got these various little strips. These are parchment paper. And what they do is keep the invitation safe from the wax seal. So once the wax seal is dry, you can move it in and out, no problem. We've got our ribbon. We've got this ramekin. I'm going to move this out of the way so it's not in danger. We have this ramekin. It's full of ice, and then I put paper towels on top of it to keep the seal from actually getting physically wet. If you get water droplets on the seal, that is bad. We've got our seal, which is also from Artist Air, previously waxseals.com. And I'll link them below, of course, as well. This one is really cool. It represents both of the bride and groom's cultures, which I really love. And so we've got the ice in there. We've got paper towels over it to keep the ice from actually dripping onto the wax seal, because that'll create little air bubbles or water bubbles, I guess. We've got dry paper towels to wipe this off in case that does happen. And then we've got our glue gun. This is just a regular glue gun. I'll go ahead and link it below. This is a high and low 2 temps. We keep it on low when you're using it for a long time. And it fits the larger sticks of wax, which we're using here. So we just take our invitation. We put the parchment paper on there. When we're not currently using the seal, we keep it over here on ice so it stays very, very cold. The hotter the seal is, the more likely it is to stick to the wax, and so it just takes longer, and when you end up pulling on the seal a bunch of times, it ends up not looking good and can ruin the wax. So we're going to start with this almost to the edge. I know exactly how I've cut these. We're going to go at an angle. I'm at an angle to the filming, so this is a little more difficult. We'll go straight across the back, angle down the front, straight across the back again, and we're going to angle up, matching that same angle that we created before. It doesn't have to be exact. Ideally, you want the crossover to be somewhere in the middle-ish, but it's okay if it's a little off-center. I mean, this is a handmade art, and I think it's really beautiful when it isn't quite in the center. So then we pull this one really tight. We pull this one really tight. And you'll notice that we are only doing the invitation. All of the insert cards that go in here, like the RCP, etc., we'll do later. And the reason for that is that this silk ribbon tends to expand. Anything that you use to tie this can expand, including a paper belly band or vellum, etc., can expand after you do it. So we want it as tight as possible, and then we'll stick the other inserts in. We're going to do them on the back for the suite. So then you just make a little circle, smaller circles, release the glue gun, and do a few circles until you get like that ice cream cone top. Wipe off the wax seal. Got a dog hair on there. Make sure it is facing the right direction and slowly press it down. At that point, you can let go of the ribbon. And if you have something that it has to face exactly square right in the front, then use a Sharpie to make marks on the top and bottom for yourself. So we're going to let that go for just a second and grab our second invitation. Another piece of parchment paper. Stick this guy over to the side. I usually do this with a lot more space. And then by the time I've kind of got this set up right here, this one should be dry because it's so cold. So you just undo that and put it back on the ice, and you can see how beautiful that seal came together. We'll go through and clip all the ribbons after. And then typically by the time I've done my next seal, this parchment paper is ready to be lifted out and reused. And then I put them over in a drying rack, which I'll link my favorite supplier for drying racks below as well. Just so they have a few more minutes to dry. Some of the bulby areas on the outside take a little bit longer to dry, so you don't want to get any fingerprints in there. And that's kind of what can happen if your seal is too hot. You might have to use your finger and you can get a fingerprint like I've got there. So you want to keep your seal as cold as possible. So we'll keep it on ice, grab our next ribbon, and do it again. I'm not gonna face you guys as much this time because it was a little difficult. All right, we've got that in there. Pull it really, really tight, and I have to use my right hand to hold it because I am left-handed. Make our circle. Make our little ice cream cone guy at the top. Dab our wax seal. And there you go. So if you have any more questions about wax seals and this process of how we do it, make sure you ask us below in the comments. Let us know what you thought of this video. Subscribe so you don't miss out on future ones. And you can purchase our assembly guide if you want information on how we put together the entire invitation suite. We'll talk about the order that all the different cards go in. We'll talk about how many extras we order. We'll talk about how we bill for assembly and all kinds of other super helpful tips, as well as all the vendors for any of the supplies that we use during the assembly process. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.